Anybody have any questions? Go ahead, Tim.
So does the CBD duct go through the sphincter of Oddi as well?
Yes. In some instances
Okay.
it will, in some
And
instances, yeah.
okay.
And what?
And then does the CBD duct, does it pass through the pancreas and then come out with the pancreatic duct or in the pancreatic duct?
Well, my dear, listen. Okay. Okay, listen, guys. And that's why I say it's okay. This is an area where there's going to be variations. So it's not going to be like what I say now here going to be, or you will see in all patients. But commonly, if this here was your duodenum, you say this is the liver, and we can say this is the pancreas, and this is your gallbladder. Right? And we can say it's okay here. This is okay, the sphincter of Oddi. Now what we have is we will have ducts coming from the lobes of the liver, which we call the hepatic duct. We will have a duct coming from the gallbladder, and we call that the cystic duct. Okay. Now, you may have instances, okay, where the cystic duct meets with the hepatic duct here. And then, okay, this was the hepatic duct, and then this becomes the common bile duct. Okay. But just yes, okay, say we can, okay, do it like this. Now, the union of these two, yes, okay, that's what forms what we call the common bile duct. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this common bile duct may enter like this through the sphincter of Oddi, along with the pancreatic duct. Okay, so if you look at the sphincter of Oddi, yes, okay, you have, let's see, your common bile duct, and you have, yes, okay, your pancreatic duct. That could be one instance. Okay. In some patients, you may see that this common pancreatic duct meets with the pancreatic duct. And they are pretty much, okay, the secretion from this, okay, yes, along with this, okay, the secretions from the pancreatic duct will both be released into the duodenum through sphincter of Oddi. Okay. In some patients, it's okay, your common bile duct will enter separately into the duodenum, and it's okay, your pancreatic duct will enter separately into the duodenum. Okay. Did that make any sense? But commonly, as okay, what we'll say is the common variation or common is okay is that okay as we have the sphincter foci. Ideally speaking, common bile duct should enter separately and the pancreatic duct separately.
Okay, thank you. So only in some instances
Yeah.
the CBD duct will
No,
go.
it's not a CBD duct. The D actually stands for duct.
Oh,
It's common bile duct.
okay. The CBD will go with the pancreatic duct in some cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I say it's okay. Not just this, but even it's okay how the pancreas, okay, hepatic duct meets with the cystic duct and forms the common bile duct is an area, yes, okay, where there's great variation and of how, yes, okay, how that union happens, where it happens exactly. And probably, yes, okay, the worst nightmare for the surgeon who is mainly as okay going to, let's say it's okay, remove somebody's gallbladder is to cut or ligate the common bile duct. That's a big no-no. Okay. The only thing that he or she would like to do is, if to remove the gallbladder is just okay, cut off the cystic duct. Okay. So that's why it's okay before it's okay making it's okay or applying the staples or ligations and okay doing the final cut. They want to make sure that it's not the common bile duct. Okay. And the reason that it is okay, it is difficult to determine is because of the varieties or variations of how it's okay the cystic duct meets with the if it meets with the hepatic duct to form the common bile duct. Anything else? Yes, guys. Okay, guys. So what we'll be doing today, since it's a short session, uh, there are some chapters that says okay, partial. So we mainly as okay just go through some of those chapters and mainly as okay take up topics that you guys would need to know. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's go to chapter number 6, central nervous system. Okay. Okay, guys. Point number 1. Now, when we say the nervous system, okay. Now we can mainly say, okay, that the nervous system, that means, okay, going to be made up of what we can call neurons. We can also, okay, call them neurocytes. Okay. But division-wise, okay, we can mainly divide the nervous system can be subdivided into two major forms. One is going to be okay that we call the central nervous system. Okay. You may in some cases see that okay, this is going to be abbreviated as the CNS. C for central, N for nervous, and S for system. And the other nervous system is going to be okay, what we call the peripheral nervous system. And okay, this can also be abbreviated as PNS. Okay, so the two main divisions of the nervous system is going to be respectively the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, guys, when we talk of the central nervous system, what are going to be the organs that makes up your central nervous system? That is mainly going to be made up of the brain and your spinal cord. So these two structures together, we can say the brain. And let's see, it's okay. The spinal cord that makes up your central nervous system. Whereas, now let's do this way, guys, because from the brain, yes, okay, will arise and become, yes, okay, what we call is okay, make up the peripheral nervous system is going to be, yes, okay, what we call the cranial nerves. Okay. They are called the cranial nerves. And as a matter of fact, there's going to be, yes, okay, a total of 12 cranial nerves. Now, somebody say, what does XII mean? Well, okay, the cranial nerves, I mean, yes, okay, going to be numerated using Roman numericals or Latin numbers. Okay, if not, well, okay, yes, we can still say it's okay, 12 cranial nerves. Okay. Now I know that okay, is in one of the other chapters, yes, okay, there's a long list of okay, yes, your cranial nerves. You don't need to, yes, okay, go to all those details. Okay. Which cranial nerve is, or which number cranial nerve is which. Okay. Okay. But the reason that we call them the cranial nerves is that, I mean, yes, okay, they are what we can call, yes, okay, they're nuclei, which I mean is okay, going to the main control centers for these nerves here is okay. Those nuclei are going to be located in the brain. Did you guys get that? So your cranial nerves is mainly as okay, the peripheral part arising from the brain, which is a part of the central nervous system. Did that make sense? Now, guys, from your spinal cord, which was okay at the central nervous system. From there, yes, okay, arises what we call the spinal nerves. Okay, pretty much just okay up to the level of L3. Do these spinal nerves just okay arrive from each level of the intervertebral space and leave and return back. Okay. Did you guys get that? Okay. We can mainly say that okay, the spinal cord, that's okay, yeah. It mainly that's okay, ends at the level of L3. Okay. So that's okay. The lower spinal nerves, mainly that's okay, are going to, okay, still arise from the spine, but it's okay, are going to, okay, leave out in the spaces in between, yes, okay, your vertebrae. Okay. So they're going to be as okay, a total of okay, yes, 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Cervical, 12, not 10, not 7, sorry, 5 sacral. Now, guys, so pretty much okay, yes, off the central nervous system arises the other part of the nervous system, which we call the peripheral nervous system. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Because I keep on getting messages that connection is unstable. It's not that my sound turns into robot, like a robot from Star Wars. Okay, just want to make sure, guys. If you can't clearly hear me, or so I can understand what I'm saying, please say something. Okay, guys? Okay. So it would not be wrong to say that, okay, yes, cranial nerves, yes, okay, controlled by the brain, spinal nerves. Well, okay, yes, they'll still be controlled by the brain, but the reason that we call them spinal nerves is that, okay, yes, these are nerves that, okay, yes, arises off the spinal cord. So what we mainly can say is that your peripheral nervous system is okay, it still is, yes, okay, controlled by, yes, okay, the central nervous system. Okay. We can mainly, yes, okay, subdivide the peripheral nervous system down into two major subsystems. Now, one is going to be, yes, okay, what we'll call the autonomic nervous system. Okay. One is going to be what we call the autonomic nervous system. And the other is going to be, as okay, what we can call the somatic nervous system. Now, simply as okay, just to start off with the somatic one first. Okay. Now, somatic, it actually is okay, it comes from the word soma, which means body or bodily. So guys, the somatic nervous system is mainly going to be responsible for controlling of the bodily activities. Okay. We can mainly say that most of these are voluntary. Okay. So what would that mean? You getting up. Okay. Moving your arms, your legs, things like that. Somatic nervous system. Okay. Where do most of these signals come from? Primarily, from your brain, but from your brain to the spinal cord, from spinal cord via spinal nerves. That causes you to stretch your arm out, grab something, get off the chair, all regulating your body's voluntary activities that are under your control. Okay, so you can maybe say things such as your skeletal muscles. They work, or they are under the control of the somatic nervous system.
I'm sorry, you're cutting off.
Now?
No, you were still cutting off. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Somatic nervous system controls most of your body movements. Clear? Okay. Okay, I guess coming to school is the biggest mistake. Okay. Mostly controlled by you can say by your brain, or from the brain to the, or am I stuck?
Yeah, you're stuck.
From the brain
I can't hear
still stuck?
right now.
It shows full bars. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's come from the brain, from brain to spinal cord, but from spinal cord through spinal nerves. Okay, that enable you to scratch your head, rub your nose, okay, fix your glasses, okay, pick up your cell phone and type as SMS message in a group chat saying Mike is stuck, whatever, all those activities, okay, taking a sip of coffee or doing whatever, laughing, and even try to argue. All those are under the control of the somatic nervous system. Clear? Okay. Now the next part. And that's going to be the autonomic nervous system. Okay. And autonomic mainly means self-determined. Okay. And what we mainly can say is that these are going to be controlling, it's mainly going to be involuntary activities of the body, which were not under our control. Right. But to be more specific, we had your internal organs. If they are under some control of the nervous system, that is going to be your autonomic nervous system. That is going to control your internal organs. Okay, so a lot of those functions are organs that we talked about. That says bowel movements. Even you breathing in and out. Okay, what we may also talk about a little instance will be constriction and narrowing of your blood vessels. Now primary is to help to regulate your blood pressure. Right? But all those activities are under the control or under actually happens under the influence of the nervous system. Which nervous system? The autonomic nervous system. Okay, which was just as another division of your peripheral nervous system. Okay. Did you guys get that? Okay. And the main two divisions of your autonomic nervous system was primarily what we call the sympathetic nervous system. And if you guys remember this one from when we talked of the heart, but that I mean is just that fright, fight, and fight. Whereas the other was what we call the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest and digest. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, of your organs, internal organs, okay, the effect of the sympathetic nervous system might cause one thing, but then the parasympathetic will just do the opposite. So the way that as your organ systems work or act pretty much is going to be determined as which of these two components of the autonomic nervous system here is the dominant one. But the sympathetic nervous system is going to be the dominant one in that fright, flight, and fight situation, where when you are at rest, for instance, sleeping or taking a nap, or just chilling. That's your parasympathetic nervous system. And primarily it's when you are in the process of digesting food. Okay, but guys, this is you can say, okay, a schematic division of your of your nervous system. So central nervous system, which controls the peripheral nervous system. All the structures in the central nervous system is brain and spinal cord, but the peripheral nervous system would be from brain, cranial nerves, from spinal cord, spinal nerves. The peripheral nervous system can be divided into two sub-categories or groups. Somatic, which is meaning as, okay, the part of the peripheral nervous system that controls just, okay, your bodily activities. Or you can mean it says, okay, pretty much, okay, as all of your voluntary reactions are controlled by the somatic component of the peripheral nervous system. Whereas the other is the autonomic nervous system, which pretty much, okay, is in control of all your internal organs. Did you guys get that? Okay. So if you don't have this one here, that's okay. I have it written down. Well, okay, yes. Please do so.
Is it frozen?
No, it's not frozen. I just gave you guys time to write this down.
Okay,
you
thank
haven't.
you.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, guys. Now, the next thing that we will talk about is going to be the neuron. Now, yes, okay. In your book, you may see, yes, okay, a figure 6.2 on page 96. Okay. So this says, okay, a typical structure of the neuron. Now, I may just try to, yes, okay, to the best of my ability to reproduce it. So this is mainly a typical picture of a neuron. And what's a neuron? Yes, okay, that's the basic component of your nervous tissue or nerves. Okay. Let me just say it like this. Now, guys. So, if this is the neuron, then this is going to be the nucleus. Okay. All this structure here is made as what we just call as the cell body, the body of the neuron. Now you may see, let's use this. You may see these processes here. Let's just say use one or two of them. Okay. Now, are these mainly or B is yes, okay, they're going to be referred to as being the dendrites. Now, what I just want you to do is go here, like this. Right. And guys, what you should realize is that, okay, yes, this nerve here that we have drawn here is going to be connected to a whole bunch of similar neurons. Okay, carry the signal from those neurons to other neurons. And then yes, okay, likewise connect with other neurons in the network. So if we had a similar neuron like this one here, that was going to yes, okay, send signal to this neurons, well, we can say it's okay, these will be as okay, or we can call as okay the terminal branches. Or actually, it's okay. If you don't like the word branches, you can just say it's okay, terminal dendrites. But a similar nerve to this one here is okay, but mainly is okay. One of these branches here, bigger or smaller, or mainly it's okay, had met with these. So we can mainly say it's okay, a nerve from here, which shape would have been like this. Okay, be meeting with this is okay. That mainly is okay will form that structure that we call the synapse. Okay, so there might be as okay different nerves. So as okay, there could be different nerves in okay, yes, that extensive network, which each of them is okay would send their signals or send the signals that they were conducting to this nerve here. Okay, so yes, okay, at the end of these nerves, or at these ends of the nerves that would have been up here, meets with yes, okay, the dendrites, that's going to be yes, okay, where the synapses will be formed. But likewise, okay, this nerve here is going to be sending signals on to other nerves. So, of course, there will be, as okay, other dendrites from other nerves that mainly, as okay, just will have form. You can say, as okay, similar synapses. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, what we see here, now it may as okay look like a bigger or longer tail. So this structure here is okay, that's actually going to be as okay what we will call the axon. Now, just to just okay describe how the signal flows in, let's say this nerve here. They will receive it from the similar terminal branches of other nerves, just okay, coming before this synapse. Those signals will reach to yes, okay, the main cell body of the nerve, where we have the nucleus. And what we know that the nucleus is going to be doing is mainly is okay, going to be the main regulatory body for the functions of the cell. Okay. But they came from yes, okay, terminal branches or terminal dendrites from other neurons, which this nerve here yes, okay, was going to be synapsing. Those signals will travel down, get to the nucleus in the cell body, and that's mean it's okay going to be okay where the signals will be read and understood. And okay, now the cell is going to be acting according to it. Okay. That signal mainly is okay will just with okay, yes, travel down the axon. And of course, yes, okay, being delivered to yes, okay, the terminal branches. Where yes, okay, is going to okay go through the synapses. I mean, there's okay be forward onto other nerves via yes okay their dendrites that falls in the network. So this is pretty much going to be we can say is okay the flow of the signal in our nerve. And the cell body is okay being checked and controlled by the nucleus, transmitted on the axon to the terminal branches where they are going to just okay synapse or dendrites of other nerves in the network. And okay, spreading out that message or signal.
Sorry, can you just repeat the last part you said?
Okay. Okay. What happens? The network is okay. This nerve here is okay, may receive signals from a whole bunch of other nerves around it. Clear? Okay. Okay. Well, what's going to be the flow of the signal here? We can mainly say it's okay. There are these synapses here, which is mainly as okay between the terminal branches of a whole bunch of neurons. Okay, they're going to be as okay sending their signals to this nerve here. Okay, but this nerve will receive those signals as synapses between the terminal branches of other neurons and the dendrites. Okay, from the dendrites, that signal means okay will just go to the cell body where we have the nucleus, which is going to just, okay, check on those signals. This is fucking that. Okay. To the cell body where the signal is going to be, okay, checked by the nucleus. And, okay, it's not going to be that simple. Send down the axon, and okay, yes, from there, deliver to, yes, okay, to the terminal branches. Where, yes, okay, these terminal branches just mean, yes, okay, make synapses with another bunch of neurons in the network. Okay. So, guys, if we synapse, for instance, we can say, okay, we take, let's say, okay, this synapse here. Okay. Now we had a neuron that was going to, yes, okay, transmits the signal to the synapse. Okay. That most likely is okay, going to be, yes, okay, from the terminal branches of a neuron. Because that's going to just, okay, mean transmit the signal onto other neurons in this case here. So we may just, okay, we'll have, okay, as a neuron on the receiving end. Okay. Now in this case, yes, okay, if this, yes, okay, was your synapse, so what is that we can call, yes, okay, this neuron here? This is going to be what you refer to as being a presynaptic or presynaptic nerve. Whereas, okay, yes, the nerve that's going to be at the receiving end of the synapse main is going to be, yes, okay, what we'll call the post synaptic nerve. So coming before the synapse, coming after the synapse. Because in all this, yes, okay, we can say, okay, this was the way in which the signal was flowing. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, you may just say, okay, well, we just marked the axon. You say, okay, that tail-like structure of the neuron. Okay. But the nerve signal is not going to just bang, slide down the tail like this. Because if we look at the axon, here we take it, okay, a cross section of the axon. Now what we actually is, okay, have around the axon. And I'm going to just, okay, make this. Or we actually is, okay, see that we have it's okay, that means it's okay, it's going to spiral around the axon. Is going to be as okay these sheets of what we call myelin. Okay. So around the axon are there going to be, okay, this spiral arrangement of sheets of myelin. So here is okay. This is mean is okay. Well, okay, yes. Your myelin sheets, but what these mainly is okay forms is they will refer to as being the Schwann cells. And what we actually okay see in between a roll of Schwann cells or myelin sheets and myelin sheets and myelin sheets. This area is okay, then they are going to be referred to as nodes of Ranvier. Okay, guys. Now, as I said, it's okay, it would be easy to say that, okay, yes, the signal just travel down the axon like this. But that's not the actual case. As a matter of fact, it's okay when the signal is going to just okay travel down your axon. It's mainly going to just okay jump from node. It's going to jump from node of Ranvier to node of Ranvier like this. Yeah. Okay. But this diagram of your neuron is a must to know. So that should be a hint. Clear? Or if you guys want, just okay, look at it what it looks like in the big book. Well, here we go. Same thing I just tried to remake it. So yes, okay, your dendrites, and as we said, yes, okay, of course, these are going to yes, okay, be meeting with the terminal branches of other neurons. Hundreds, if not thousands, of similar structures are going to yes, okay, meet with this. And this is going to yes, okay, we're further giving off yes, okay, signal to hundreds, if not thousands, of other neurons. Okay. So between yes, okay, a nerve that brings the signal to one of the dendrites. And okay, the dendrites of this neuron here is okay, is going to be a synapse. If you guys remember, we said a synapse was a point where two nerves meet. That would be a synapse. So we had a presynaptic neuron and a postsynaptic neuron. The signal is okay, will travel through these dendrites to the cell body, where we have the nucleus that will control the signal. And as we simply as okay, said in a simple way as okay, that signal will travel down, yes, okay, to the terminal branches. Okay. But that's okay via the axon, but not in the axon, but mainly as okay. Because what we had around the axon, this is your axon. We had these rows of sheets of myelin that made us okay encircle your what you want to call it, the axon. Okay. Armenia's okay went spiral around it. Or what we call the Schwann cells. And in between is okay a group of Schwann cell and a group of Schwann cell. Do we have okay as a node of Ranvier? Now, guys, if any of you ever heard of a condition known as multiple sclerosis, right? Okay. Now, multiple sclerosis, what is it? Well, okay, it's a autoimmune disease. Okay, so there's going to be something, yes, okay, that your immune system attacks. Clear, okay. And one of the primary targets that is going to be attacked in what leads to multiple sclerosis is these myelin sheaths or Schwann cells of the nerves. That's the primary target. Or that's mainly okay, what gets attacked in multiple sclerosis. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Nope. See.
Sorry, my computer died.
Give it CPR. No, I just put it here. Okay. Okay, guys. Now they don't have this picture in your book. Anyways. Good. But what I would like you guys to do is
Nicole! Nicole!
Yes.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry, not you, my sister. I don't know.
Oh, I was like, what?
I'm calling my sister. I didn't know I was on mute. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, guys. Now, guys, please try to go to, okay, I don't have this, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Please go to, yes, okay, page number 105 in your book. And look at page figure number 6.7. Okay, let me just try to, yes, okay, reproduce this. Okay, guys. So we can mainly say that, okay, this is a lateral view of the brain. And just so you guys, just okay, I'm not going to be confused which is the front, which is the back. We'll say it's okay, this is the anterior side. And this is going to be the posterior side. Now let me just try to use the same colors that we have in the book to some extent. And the poop emoji. So we just want to do this. Now we can mainly say, okay, now as far as this one here is concerned, this one here is concerned, this one here is concerned, and this one here is concerned, these are going to be as okay the major loops of the cerebrum, which mainly will be the frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, parietal lobe, and the occipital lobe. Okay, and we can mainly say as okay, why do they have the names that they have as being as okay lobes of the cerebrum? Mainly as okay because they are directly related to the bones of the cranium. Now, some of you may say, then what about this? Okay, this Pope emoji here. Now, this is going to be okay, what we call the cerebellum. Okay, pretty much okay, as located inferior to your occipital lobe. And posterior to, yes, okay, what we can call, yes, okay, the brainstem. heavy medias. Okay, you can see that we have. Okay, I'm just going to use a color which you don't find in the book, but we can mean it's okay. We have this structure here. Okay. Then we have use this. Now this is going to be as okay what we'll call the medulla. Okay, it is actually as okay. Okay, if you guys remember yesterday that we talked about medulla as part of your nervous system or spinal cord, that's going to be it. Now yes, okay, the amount is okay specify that, but pretty much okay as anterior to your medulla is going to be as okay a little structure here that we'll call the pons. Okay. And guys, once we start talking about okay, blood supply of the brain, that's okay. You will come across the you come across the pons. We can mean it says okay, this little structure here is what we just structure. It means okay, what that can be referred to as the brain stem. So pretty much okay, as anterior to your brain stem is going to be as okay, this little structure called the pons. Now, if you guys remember from your skull, okay, yes, in the base of the occipital bone, then we had that big opening that we call the foramen magnum. Okay, that's going to be right here. So that's pretty much going to be as okay that your medulla, or actually it's okay what they call this. It's part of your brainstem as okay, it's going to be called the medulla oblongata. Which means okay, just continues as your spinal cord. Okay. But mainly as okay, the we can say as okay, the major lobes between your of your brain, mainly as okay, labeled or named in accordance to the major cranial bones to which they are related. Did you guys get that? Now, if you look at the surface of the brain, if you look at the surface of the brain, what is it that you find is that we just okay, let's try this, okay, reproduce the brain. That's the structure that it is. You may see that okay, it looks like okay that there's a lot of, well, I won't say cracks, but it's okay. The surface of the brain is not going to okay appear smooth, right? It looks like okay, there's a lot of big lines in the brain. Okay, now what those lines mainly are going to be is that they are going to be as okay dips into the brain. Okay, so we can mainly as okay do it this way, guys. Say that okay, as we have this this line here. Let's say it's okay that we, let's take this one here. Let's just make one here. Something like this. Or let's just cover it so it's going to be easier for you guys to understand. So if we just take this area of the brain here and it's okay, look at it. Okay. We have this part of the brain and then we have this part of the brain. And in between it's okay, the two greens is okay as this, what appears as a line on the surface of the brain, but actually that's okay, it's going to be a dip. So if you look at it, it's going to be like this and this. And what we mean is says, okay, what is appearing as in pink here? Okay, pretty much what have been is okay, a dip that went down like this. Okay, and these dips, which for me is okay, you can just say, okay, we'll call it, okay, mark them with these pink lines here. For instance, they are going to say, okay, we take one, you can say, okay, that's going to be referred to as a sulcus. If you, for instance, says, okay, more than one, then it's going to be as okay, just referred to as being sulci. So one is going to be a sulcus, more than one, sulci. Okay, where okay, yes, the area is okay on either side of okay as a sulcus is going to be called a gyrus. So if you say that we had okay as sulcus, that we had these sulci here, they're going to be these gyri like this. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, guys, out of all these sulci, because there's a whole bunch of sulci. You guys are not going to become neurologists or neurosurgeons. Right? Okay. Okay. Or if somebody wants to become a neurosurgeon, neurologist. Yeah. Yes. Okay. But if we just look here, guys, I'm going to give one major sulcus. And that's going to be, let's say, it's okay, this one here. And he or she is going to be referred to as the central sulcus. So what do we have anterior to the central sulcus? That's going to be the frontal lobe. What do we have posterior to the central sulcus? It's going to be the parietal lobe. As a matter of fact, that's okay. This central sulcus here is okay also marks because this part here mainly is okay. No, everything is okay behind the central sulcus. It's going to be sensory. Anything before the anterior to the central sulcus, as far as it is somatic, is going to be more for control of your body.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the interior part?
Somatic control of the brain by areas anterior to the central sulcus is going to be motor, whereas somatic control of the brain of sensory is going to be posterior to the central sulcus. Yeah, before my computer died and I had to call Nicole. Okay, guys. Now, let's just look at this diagram here. We can probably share this. Well, no, I intended to. Sorry. Okay, so what we have is here we are looking at the brain from above. Just so you guys are not confused. This is anterior. This is posterior. So yes, okay, if you look at the brain, you can mainly say it's okay. If this here is okay was a gyrus, and this here is okay was a gyrus, what we had in between two gyri was going to be a sulcus. So let's choose a color. Just stand out. These are sulci. All these. I'm not going to be as okay. Okay. So we have a major sulcus in the brain, which is this one here, between your frontal lobe, which is going to be anterior to the central sulcus, and yes, your two parietal lobes, which are going to be posterior to the central sulcus. Okay. Now, guys, so if you still say yes, okay, this is the brain, we said, sulcus, unless that's okay. Or you can go pretty deep. On either side is okay, then we have a gyrus. But then we just come as across another sulcus. We have another sulcus here. We have another sulcus here. So it goes like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. But those dips is the sulci or sulcus. And those are elevated areas are going to be what we call a gyrus or gyri. Now, guys, one last thing about your nervous system. Will be this part here. But before we get to this one, let's just talk about one thing. Now, guys, we said that we had, oh, let's do this. The brain. That there were gyri. And in between a gyrus and a gyrus was a sulcus, 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 sulcus like this. Now, what we also know is that your brain was going to be covered by not just the brain, but also, yes, okay, the spinal cord was going to be covered by a set of membranes together referred to as the meninges. Clear? Okay. But we know that the meninges were mainly, as okay, made up of really is of membranes. Okay. We call the deepest one was the pia mater. And as we said, is that okay, as the pia mater is going to is okay, pretty much glued onto the brain. Like this. Okay. Even yes, okay, if for instance, okay, said your spinal cord, yes, okay, the pia mater was going to be yes, okay, glued directly onto the spinal cord. What we then just had was the other layer that we as okay called the arachnoidal layer. Like this. And last but not the least was going to be as okay the outermost layer that we call the dura mater. Now, guys, what we also know was that in between the pia mater and your arachnoidal layer was it that we had the fluid called the CSF or the cerebrospinal fluid. Yeah, okay. Or if you find this, okay, drew our meninges and said, well, okay, yes, this was the outer layer, the dura mater. Because yes, okay, this was the arachnoidal layer. And this was your eye matter. The cerebrospinal fluid is going to be found as, okay, what we may refer to as the subarachnoidal space. Okay. The space under the arachnoidal layer. Okay. But that's going to be as okay how it ends up as okay circulating around the brain and the spinal cord. Okay. But the question still is, where does the cerebrospinal fluid come from? Right, okay. Where does the cerebrospinal fluid come from? Let me just see if we can find, okay, yes, a suitable picture to understand. Okay, let's start from here. Because what we mainly can say here is, okay, that we see the cerebrum. Am I sharing it with you guys? Sometimes I don't know. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so this was your cerebrum, or the brain as we call it. Okay, but we actually could say, okay, that we had two cerebral hemispheres. Because it's okay, a right cerebral hemisphere and a left cerebral hemisphere. Okay. Now, guys, these two here, or these two hemispheres here, mainly as okay, now it's not okay, yes. But if we look in between, yes, okay, the two cerebral hemispheres, or if we look at the medial side of the cerebral hemispheres, somewhere here. Or we can mean, okay, if we are looking at the medial side of the cerebral hemisphere, in this area here. It's going to be as okay a body that we mainly as okay will call the corpus callosum. Generally. And that's mainly going to be as okay, where you can say as okay, the nerves on the right cerebral hemisphere goes into the left, and from the left into the right. So mainly that's okay, a structure which mainly as okay connects the right cerebral hemisphere and the left cerebral hemisphere. Okay. Now within this, that's where we probably going to go all the way down here. Okay, so we can make this okay. This is going to be okay part of your corpus callosum. Okay. Now in the corpus callosum, if you put it this way, and say yes, okay. We said that we had the brain, anterior, posterior. And okay, yes, in this corpus callosum. Are they actually that's okay going to be what we can call parietal villi. Right. And what are these? These are mainly as okay, just bodies made up of capillaries. And what are capillaries mainly as okay, terminal blood vessels. Okay. So that's okay. They are going to be as okay receiving blood. Okay, and this blood is okay. It's just allowing to be as okay any other blood. But what actually is okay is going to happen at these choroidal bodies here is that okay, as substances are going to leave the bloodstream. And the substance that actually is okay leave the bloodstream, that's actually is okay what will become the cerebral spinal fluid. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, guys, in the brain, now this is going to be as okay in the center of the brain. And what we mean is okay, you can say that it actually is okay, will end up doing is okay, it's going to run into the spinal cord. But what we actually is okay have in the brain, what we actually have in the brain is mainly going to be we can say it's okay, a system of, let's do this one, a system of ventricles. So the first ventricle, pretty much where we can say is okay, where the let's use this cover. The first ventricle. Mainly as okay, which is going to as okay be receiving your cerebral spinal fluid. That is going to be referred to as the lateral ventricle. Okay, so it's actually as okay in the lateral ventricle, it's okay where we have these choroidal plexus, which is mainly as okay, there's going to be bodies of capillaries through which it's okay, substances are being brought to these capillaries via regular blood is going to ooze into the lateral ventricle. Okay, so maybe something that leaves the bloodstream and enters here. Actually, becomes the contents of your cerebrospinal fluid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the lateral ventricle, this cerebrospinal fluid here, mainly is going to go on to, we can say the next ventricle, which is going to be the third ventricle. Some of you may say, what happened to the first and second ventricle? Don't ask me. It's not me who gave them these names. And your third ventricle mainly is going to lead into the last ventricle, which is going to be the fourth ventricle. Okay, this one here was the cerebellum. And from there, we can mean it says goes into the now what we actually we can call two things. We can call it the central canal. Some people call it the central canal. What I was, or what we were told in med school was that it also can be called the aqueduct. Or if you just look at the word central canal, canal meaning that it's going to be a form of passage. And where do we find that? In the center. In the center of what? Your spinal cord. So from the foreventricle, the cerebrospinal fluid mainly runs into the central canal or the aqueduct, which is what we find in the spinal cord. So if you take a cross section of the spinal cord here, we can say, this very well be here, it's what it looks like. But what is it that we have in the center of it? It's going to be this passage, which we just call it the central canal, or we call it the aqueduct. AQIDUCT. The duct mainly tells us this is a tubular passage structure. Clear? Okay. I just use the cheat and say aqui, pretty much similar to aqua. It's I know it means water. Okay. But as we say the cerebrospinal fluid is also a liquid or a fluid, just like water. Right? Aqua means water, right? Good. Is there any other thing that goes under the name aqua? Another thing that goes under the name aqua? Hmm,
The color?
okay.
Mm.
What color would that be?
Um, kind of like Dennis's wall.
Ah, okay. Turquoise, okay, okay. Good. So the name of a color, okay, good. What else? So it's water is the name of a color. Now we know that too. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I guess I'm looking at 13 people who don't listen to music. There was a musical group once called Aqua. Never heard of them?
No.
You never heard of them? Have you guys heard of Spice Girls?
Yes.
Okay, good. So how come you never heard of Aqua?
Are they the band that like played the song Barbie? I think I
Yeah,
remember.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's the group.
Mm.
Now, why am I not pissed? I'm not pissed. Why would I be pissed? That's okay. They originally just okay were from Denmark. So, but yes, okay. I'm a Barbie girl. That was Aqua. Anyways, okay. Uh, but okay. So the color turquoise can also be called aqua. Is that what you meant to say, Dr. Justine?
No, I didn't think of the Barbie girl
No,
people.
I talk
Oh,
about the color.
oh yeah, the aqua
Okay, good.
color.
Exactly. Good. Peace be with that. Okay. So now you can mainly see here's okay by the choroid plexuses, which are nothing more but just okay, mainly just okay, just small bodies of what you want to call it, capillaries. Okay, through which there's a blood will come and okay, yes, what happened? Through it, says okay, substance that's okay will be released into yes, okay, this system of ventricles, primed yes, okay, in the brain. Okay, which goes from the lateral ventricle to the third ventricle, from the third ventricle to the fourth ventricle, and from the fourth ventricle into the central duct or into the central canal. Did that make sense? Okay. Now, guys, let's just take it to the next level. So we said, okay, there was the brain, your central canal. Oh, that's okay. Okay. We can say, okay, the systems of the ventricles, and okay, that leads into the central canal or the aqueduct. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at the bottom of your spinal cord, at your bottom of the spinal cord, now if you actually does okay, see, okay, shit. Here we go like this. And we just actually magnify this. Let's just magnify this area here. And say that, okay, yes, what did we have? We can say this is the central canal. This is one end of the spinal cord. This is the other end of the spinal cord. And what did we say earlier as okay that we had pretty much okay as glued onto the spinal cord was the pia mater, right? Okay. After which, yes, okay, okay, yes. And out of that was your arachnoid layer, right? Okay. And okay, yes. Outermost was okay as your dura mater. Now, what did we just say that the CSF did? Okay, yes. Inside the brain, please. That's okay. Inside the brain, okay. It was formed, traveled down, yes, okay, this system of the ventricles, okay, down into the aqueduct or central canal. Yes. And where does it end up in? In the subarachnoid space. Yeah, okay. And yes, okay, if you at the other end, it's okay, just looked at the brain. That's okay. Right, it's okay, glued to all of the brain was your pia mater. Then was okay as the arachnoid layer. And then was okay as the dura mater. That's okay as your brain, or it's okay the choroid plexus keep on producing CSF. It is being kept circulated in the subarachnoid space. But it drains through, yes, okay, these system of the ventricles down through the central canal and circulates. Okay. At the other end, mainly because, okay, and not only was this going to, as okay, act as a cushion to the brain and your spinal cord to protect it from trauma and blows and things like that. Okay. But this for me is okay, also going to be okay, a little bit okay, has a lot of goodies and nutrients and so on. So just okay, nourish the nervous tissue. Not just that, also just okay, keep it safe from infections and so on. So at the other end, just okay, this CV is okay, cerebrospinal fluid is going to just okay be main is okay, we can say it's okay being reabsorbed by what we can call just okay the sorry. Arachnoidal villi. Now, guys, one of the things that just okay may happen, for instance, okay, in meningitis. I just say that okay, it's okay, this area. What can happen in any area? That's what may happen is that okay, as these membranes here, okay, may stick together at one or multiple points. Okay. Let's just say that, okay, yes, that happens here. What do you have? You have, okay, as a blockage in the circulation of the cerebrospinal fluid. Now, your choroid plexuses will still, yes, okay, produce cerebrospinal fluid, but since there's a blockage in the circulation, it may, yes, okay, start to accumulate. In the brain, for instance, or in and around, yes, okay, an area of your spinal cord. Now, this can actually, yes, okay, lead to, yes, okay, what we refer to as hydrocephalus, if it accumulates in the brain or in the brain tissue. Or wherever it accumulates, all right, okay, what is going to be the effect? It's going to lead to pressure or buildup of pressure on the nervous tissue, which can cause, in initial phases, only as okay, temporary. But if it's okay, this pressure is not relieved, yes, okay, it can lead to permanent damage of your nervous tissue. And become, yes, okay, or lead to paralysis. Any questions? So pretty much that's how, yes, okay, your cerebrospinal fluid was produced. Yes, okay, through the brain, from the brain to the central canal, from the central canal into the subarachnoidal space. I mean, it's okay, was circulating around that, in that space. Now, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Nope. Okay. And let's just try to see if we can take a big jump and go on to chapter number 9. Endocrine system, or the endocrine regulation, so that's what they want to call it. Now, guys, I think I have explained why we call the endocrine system the endocrine system. Enough. Mainly we can say, okay, it was made of what we can call the endocrine glands. Okay. And what are glands? Mainly as okay, we can say it's okay, secretory organs. A group of cells that secretes. Now your endocrine glands, unlike okay other glands that we may have talked about in other systems, primarily as okay, first of all, you can say okay, are going to be ductless. And what does it mean to be ductless? That they have no duct. Unlike okay, your salivary glands, that's okay, they will have ducts. Clear, okay. You can say it's okay, your sebaceous glands, they will have ducts. Your lacrimal glands, they will have ducts. Okay. So on, so on, so on. Your sweat glands, they have ducts. But your endocrine glands do not have ducts. So since they don't have ducts, then comes the next thing is okay, that's why we call them endocrine. Because okay, they will mean yes, okay, secrete their secretions into the blood. So the into the blood here is okay, makes them endocrine glands. Which mainly is okay, just leads to the last point here. Last, okay, yes. That what do we call these secretions here? These are what we call hormones. And if you remember from yes, okay, when we talked about blood, we mainly said, okay, yes, blood, or which part of the blood was going to yes, okay, be responsible for, because it's okay, carrying the hormones from point A to point B. Mainly yes, okay, was going to be plasma. Although yes, okay, in plasma, what we actually yes, okay, had was we had what we call the plasma proteins. And mainly when we talked about the globulins, we said, okay, that all these globulins has, okay, main, which were plasma proteins, were transport proteins. And it will be their job to carry the hormones in the plasma. So the hormones mainly as okay, once secreted into blood, mainly as okay, will jump onto the designated type of transport protein that mainly as okay, will carry it from the organ that it was produced, or a gland from where it was secreted or produced, to the designated target tissues or target cells, where they will carry out their job. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, there's going to be okay, a couple of organs, a couple of glands in the endocrine system. Okay, but we mainly as okay, we'll just prime as okay, just focus on three of those. Now, the first one are pretty much okay as the main gland of your endocrine system is going to be the pituitary. Another gland that we mainly associate when we're talking a bit about is going to be the thyroid. And last but not the least, hopefully that's okay, we get time to do that, is going to be the pancreas. Okay. So first thing first. The pituitary gland. Okay. Now, guys, the pituitary gland, that's going to be
Oh, I think you froze.
endocrine functions.
We can't hear you.
You cut off.
I could hear you there.
Yep, we can't hear you.
You cut off. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
No, you're cutting off. We can't hear you or see you.
Okay, I don't. Okay. Hey,
You're cutting off.
I don't know why. It says there's full access. Okay. So the pituitary gland is mainly going to be as okay, the main control gland of the endocrine system. Okay. Now, first of all, where is this gland? Now, guys, earlier today, we talked of the brain. And pretty much, okay, yes, at the base of the frontal lobe, the sphenoidal bone, if you guys remember that one, was what we had, what we call sella turcica. And that is going to be as okay, where your pituitary gland is going to be. Okay.
So inside the
Now
cell,
in this area, the
is it gonna be inside?
Pardon?
Gonna be inside the cella, Tushika, whatever it's called?
Turkish, exactly. Because if this area is okay, was your cellar Turkicia. This was going to be as okay where you had the pituitary gland. The cellar Turkicia was mainly as okay, does this weird structure or it's okay, weird sphenoidal bone. The pituitary gland. The pituitary gland. The next thing is going to be okay, how big? The size of a pea. Not an entire pod. That's okay, 1 grain of pea. Or maybe not even bigger than, okay, as this half chip of your pinky. Okay. But you may realize that, okay, yes, what this thing here will be doing is very much okay. No. Regulating 99% of your hormone activities in the body. So yes, okay. Size doesn't matter. Now, if that wasn't small enough, you can mainly say that, okay, that this pituitary gland, although it's okay, just this small. Okay. Actually, that's okay. If we look at it, it's going to, it's okay, be divided into 2 lobes. So it's going to have an anterior lobe. And it will have a posterior lobe. Did you guys get that? Right. So it's okay, a little structure at the base of your frontal lobe. Fitted into your, okay, this hole in the sphenoid bone of your skull, called this sella turcicia, is going to be as okay where the pituitary gland is. Bio, yes, okay, is going to, yes, okay, be divided into 2 small lobes. And what we made is, okay, just can do is say, okay, what are the hormones produced by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland? And what are going to be is, okay, the hormones produced by the
I
Mm-hmm.
anterior
can't
lobe.
hear.
Cutting
I
And
off.
it's
keep
okay,
cutting.
Yes, guys.
We can't hear you.
Not that much.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
No, we can hear you, but you're cutting off. Your words are cutting off, so we don't really know what you're saying.
Okay. And on my side right now, it says that is a good internet connection. From time to time, may get it's okay, a signal say, okay, unstable connection.
No, we see you completely like
So if
blurry.
you can't hear me now, then I don't know.
No, it's blurry.
Forget about seeing me. Okay.
No, but we can't really hear you. You're cutting off.
It
Like,
says that your network
static
bandwidth is very low.
Somebody, what did you say just, Dennis?
It says that your network bandwidth is low, so that's probably why you're cutting off and we can't exactly hear you that well.
Yeah, but okay, Dennis, what it mainly is okay, what I would be getting once the network goes like this is I get a message on the screen says, okay, unstable network.
I couldn't hear what you just said.
And okay, I don't know why. Okay. I don't know what to do. Because then it may be on your house guy's side. Okay, so posterior lobe of the pituitary gland mainly produces two hormones. The first one is going to be oxytocin. Now, what this one here mainly do is, well, okay, mainly two things. First of all, it's okay, that's going to, we can say it's okay, stimulate uterine contractions. Now that's mainly as okay going to be as okay during the process of birth. Okay. So that's okay. For instance, okay, if a woman is due and they say, okay, let's induce you, that's the substance that they give you as a drug, oxytocin. That's the substance, that's the pretty much okay, the substance that they may give you to induce the labor. Right. Either because okay, they have to get the baby delivered a little bit before term because otherwise, okay, whatever. Otherwise, it's okay. Normally, it's okay. Once it's okay, it's time for the baby to come out. Well, okay, yes, and the baby is pushing up against, that's okay, the cervix of the uterus, and the uterus is dilating. As a result of that, it's okay. Oxytocin will be produced, and mainly it's okay, cause the uterus to start contracting and pushing the baby out. Another thing that it does, it is actually also going to act upon the mammary glands. And mainly now here, that's going to lead to the secretion of breast milk. Not the production, the secretion of breast milk. Okay? So how does the pituitary gland actually get that stimulus to produce oxytocin that's going to act upon the mammary glands to finally, now it says unstable connection.
Yeah, you're cutting off. We didn't hear what you said.
Is it better now?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, good. Okay, so primarily was going to cause stimulation of the pituitary gland to produce oxytocin that will act upon the mammary glands and lead to the secretion of milk. Two things. And that's what you call motherly instinct. First, baby crying. Sorry, baby crying. Usually it's okay when the baby cries, mom can only think of two things. Either he or she has pooped or peed and is wet, or baby is hungry. Okay, so even at that point, that's where the mammary glands will get activated upon by oxytocin, which comes from the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. After that, once the baby stops crying, but still is being breastfed. If it was just doing the crying of the baby, it's going to be the suckling on the nipple by the baby. So yes, those nervous signals goes via that to the brain, cause oxytocin, and still causes the secretion of milk. Please, guys, keep in mind that, I said secretion of milk, not production of milk. Production of milk happens under the influence of another hormone. Okay. Which is going to be from the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Produced by the posterior lobe of your, just a second. Okay, guys, can you guys hear me now? Or it's the same?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys, let's just see. So, Now the next hormone is, we can call it, can be abbreviated as ADH. But what ADH actually stands for is anti. Diuretic hormone. Now, just to understand what this hormone here does, let's just look at the word diuretic. Now, here we can say, okay, di actually means two, or we can say, okay, double or increase. If you look at the word urine, and check is just pertaining to. Okay. But this is going to be all anti. So what this hormone here is okay mainly does, it's going to be one of those hormones that's okay, yes, okay, will act upon your kidneys, and pretty much it's okay, well, because it's okay, reduce the urine volume, ensuring, because it's okay, an increased reabsorption of primarily as okay water from the tubules of the nephron. Okay. So this pretty much okay, well, you can make it okay, kick in case of somebody being yes, okay, dehydrated. I mean, it's okay on your tubules. And in that case, it's okay, reduce the volume of urine. I mean, it's okay, decrease the amount of water, it decreases, okay, in the being excreted in the urine. Did you
What
guys
does it? Oh,
get that?
I was gonna say, what does it say in the parentheses?
On the tubules of the nephron. Okay. Reabsorption from the tubules into the blood, running through as okay those peritubulars or peritubular capillaries. So that way, as okay, your body tries to retain as much water as possible because the baby dehydrated. Okay. Or you may have heard, yes, okay, people who, for instance, yes, okay, are undergoing, yes, okay, blood pressure treatment or being treated for high blood pressure. And they say, yes, okay, I'm taking a water pill. Water pill is pretty much okay as a slang for it's okay, or we medical terms we actually refer to as a diuretic. And what is it that a diuretic is going to do? Mean is okay, you're going to increase the volume of urine. If he or she is okay takes diuretics, which they just call as okay water pills. And by doing so, yes, okay, mean that's okay, well, okay, so okay, lose some of the volume, but it's okay, that's going to reduce the volume of your blood. And in that way, yes, okay, help you, yes, okay, reduce the blood pressure. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, you can say, okay, the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. That as we just briefly mentioned about, it's going to be as okay what we call the growth hormone. And yes, okay. The function of this growth hormone here is pretty much okay, it's obvious. It means okay, going to, we can say it's okay, promote the growth, okay, of body. So yes, okay, the physical size that we are in at this moment here, all of us, you are not of that size when you were born, right? Clear? Okay. You may hear that your parents say, well, okay, yes, you are not bigger than this. And you can say, okay, was that really me? Yes. But now, yes, okay, I'm this big. Now, why is that? Because of the growth hormone. That means, yes, okay, causes the growth. Okay. You can say it's okay, more likely it's okay, physical growth. Now, we can take another hormone. And that's going to be, okay, what we'll call prolactin. Now, guys, if you just look at the word lactine, or not even that, it's just if you look at the word lact, it has to do with milk. So, but this mainly is okay, going to be the hormone that is going to is okay. Because it's okay. Cause the mammary glands to produce milk. So the production of milk by the mammary glands was produced by hormone prolactin produced by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Whereas the secretion of milk was due to oxytocin which was a hormone produced by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Now we can say as okay, some other hormones is going to be as okay, what we call as okay, FSH. Now FSH means stands for the follicle stimulating hormone. Now we're going to talk more about this one here. So, okay, when we talk the reproductive system. There's going to be as okay another hormone that is referred to as LH, which means okay, just stands for the luteinizing hormone. Okay. And these are as well as okay, primarily going to be as okay produced by the anterior lobe of your adrenal, not adrenal, sorry, pituitary gland. Primarily as okay, what they're going to be doing this primarily as okay, you're going to be playing a role in ovulation. The luteinizing hormone mainly is going to be playing a role in, we can say, okay, the development of what they call as okay, secondary sexual in the body that happens at the age that we may refer to as puberty. Okay, guys.
What does it say? The arrow under the FSH?
Follicle stimulating hormone. Ovulation.
Ovulation?
So doesn't mean that's okay going to be playing a role. Ovulation.
Oh,
Okay, but we're going to talk more about those details when we do the reproductive system. Okay, guys? Okay. Okay. Now another hormone that your anterior pituitary gland is going to be producing is what is going to be referred to as TSH. And now we actually can say it's okay that mainly it's okay as a result of okay this TSH that your pituitary gland okay that your pituitary gland is primarily going to be responsible for the control or regulation of other organs in the endocrine system. So what the pituitary is okay, what the TSH actually stands for is the thyroid stimulating hormone. So that's a hormone produced by the anterior lobe of your pituitary gland. But what did that tell you? That this is going to be a hormone that is going to stimulate or pretty much, okay, yes, act upon the thyroid gland. Right? So the stimulus that the thyroid gland is going to receive, that's going to stimulate it to produce what we actually, as okay, will be referring to as thyroid hormones, is regulated by the anterior lobe of the pituitary that produces TSH, that stimulates the thyroid hormone. And as a result of that, just okay, the thyroid, not that stimulates the thyroid gland, sorry. And as a result of that, it's going to cause the thyroid. Okay, so let us just look at the thyroid gland. Now, first question is, where is the thyroid gland? Now, if you said that this was what we call as okay, the thyroid cartilage. We also, yes, okay, earlier, yes, okay, in a previous session, yes, okay, called the thyroid cartilage Adam's apple. So your thyroid gland actually is okay going to be as okay on the anterior surface. Is going to be anterior to the thyroid cartilage. Or if we say that this is okay was one side of the thyroid cartilage. And just so you guys know, this is the posterior side. Then our actually is okay be here. Then you have your thyroid gland. Now, what was it that we already just said was that, okay, yes, the thyroid gland was going to be so activated or be stimulating hormone. Yeah, okay. Where did this thyroid stimulating hormone come from? The pituitary gland. And what would that do? That I mean is okay, stimulate the thyroid gland to produce or we collectively, it's okay, you can call the thyroid hormones. Now, guys, as far as the thyroid hormones are considered, we got two thyroid hormones. One is going to be referred to as T4, and one is going to be referred to as T3. An official name for T4 is thyroxine. And a more official name for T3 is tri. Iodine. Iodine. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, just one thing. And that's going to be, it's okay, what is going to be the raw material? What is going to be the raw material that your thyroid gland will use to produce thyroid hormone? That's going to be, it's okay, an element called iodine. Have you guys ever heard of iodine? Nope. Yes. Justine?
I was just gonna say, is it if your iodine is, if you're like sufficient in it, then you can have hypothyroidism, or is it hyperthyroidism?
Okay, let's not go into the hyperthyroidism yet. But have any of you ever heard of the substance called iodine?
Like,
Okay, guys, next time you go grocery shopping,
oh, like,
next time you go grocery shopping and want to buy salt, you may find it's okay, different varieties of salt, rock salt, sea salt, whatever. I'm not going to go into that. But then there's going to be it's okay containers which says iodized salt. What does that mean? That they actually is okay added iodine into the salt. Did that make sense? Clear, okay. Now, why would they do so? Mainly because, guys, that we call trace elements. Now, you don't need tons and tons of that. Mainly as okay, very small amounts of it is going to be as okay enough to fulfill your body's requirement. So generally speaking, yes, okay, you should be able to get that iodine from your food. Now, when I say food, pretty much okay, things such as fruits and vegetables. And what do the fruit and vegetables do? They grow from the soil, right? Okay, so your potatoes, your tomatoes, should be sufficient in iodine. But okay, where does the fruit, where does your potatoes and tomatoes get their nutrients from? The soil. And generally speaking, guys, if you live at high altitudes, or it's okay if there's fruits and vegetables grown in those areas. Generally speaking, guys, the soil at high altitudes is going to be low in iodine. Did that make sense? So that's okay, although you had a tomato, although you may have had a potato, or a plum, or an orange, or whatever, but if that came from, okay, as areas that's okay, that were grown at high altitudes, the soil is going to be low in iodine, that fruit or vegetable is going to be low in iodine. So that's okay, as Justine said, people who live at those high altitudes are going to be low in thyroid hormone, or hypothyroidism, as we may call it. Why? Mainly because their body doesn't get enough iodine from the food that they consume to enable the thyroid gland to produce enough thyroid iodine or thyroid hormone. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, out of these two thyroid hormones, which is T3 and T4, or thyroxine and triiodothyronine. Now, the reason that we call T4 T4 is mainly because it has 4 molecules of iodine. Whereas as the term triiodine or triiodothyronine is pretty obvious. It got 3 molecules of iodine. And as a matter of fact, the thyroid hormone, which is going to be the actual active one, is going to be 3,3. Okay, but generally, it's okay, whether it's T4 or T3, both of them is okay, can collectively be referred to as the thyroid hormone. Okay. Another thing is that as your T4 will become T3. Let's not go into that discussion. Now, if you don't get enough iodine, let's put it this way. And this is mainly what you will see in people who live in the mountains, live in the hills, hilly areas, and so on. So, just as I said earlier, the soil is generally low in iodine. So the fruit, the vegetable that they consume is going to also be low in iodine. Even the water is going to be relatively low in iodine. Okay. So generally, they have a low supply of iodine. The thyroid gland is trying to do its best to produce enough thyroid hormone. And by doing so, it's working overtime. And when any organ or any gland works overtime or overworks or is overstimulated, what happens? It may start increasing in size. Okay, so what you guys may come across is that there were people who will be having SOKN enlarged thyroid gland. Now, usually it's okay. If you can say it's okay, that thyroid gland was not supposed to be as okay. That's it's okay of this size. But actually, it's okay, maybe enlarged this big, or even bigger than that. And that enlarged thyroid gland is going to be as okay, what we'll call a goiter.
And
Goiter.
that's
Yes,
when
my
the
dear.
thyroid, oh, sorry. That's when the thyroid gland is working too hard. It enlarges.
It enlarges. Just like, okay, you can say it's okay. If you want to build big muscles, what do you want? How do you do that? You probably say, okay, hit the gym and okay, that's okay. Do weightlifting and things like that, right? Okay. Did that make sense? And you see, okay, yes, yes, okay, my muscles are growing. Okay, but how did that happen? Me, yes, okay, because you put them at extra work. Okay, so likewise, okay, if your thyroid gland is working too hard to produce or try to produce enough thyroid hormone, what's going to happen? It may physically become bigger. Did that make sense? Okay, and that enlarged thyroid gland is going to be, okay, what you call a goiter. Now back home, when I was in med school, we used to see a lot of these people, a lot of people with enlarged thyroid. School was in a valley. So what do you have by the valleys? A lot of mountains. And some of the highest mountain ranges in the world. 8 out of the 10 tallest mountains were in Pakistan, in that area. Or you can say, it's okay, UB is okay, pretty much the first station. So a lot of people will come in with thyroid issues, or it's okay, enlarged thyroid glands. Okay. Why? The food that they were eating, the water they were drinking was preliminary low in iodine. Now, guys, your thyroid glands, or not thyroid glands, sorry, thyroid hormones is going to be, okay, probably one of the most versatile hormones, because what does it do? It's a hormone that plays a role in, okay, regulating things such as your blood pressure. Pretty much, okay, by playing a role in regulating, yes, okay, your heart rate and things like that. Okay. It also plays a minor role in physical growth, along with your growth hormone. But more important than growth it plays a vital role in development. Okay. Development of what? Anybody home? The brain. Okay. It's also, yes, okay, one of those hormones which plays a role in your metabolism of the body. It plays a vital role in, okay, as mainly as, okay, as a secondary of, okay, regulating your metabolism, maintaining body temperature. So one single hormone is okay, pretty much okay, whole bunch of functions. Did you guys get that?
I'm sorry, that's the thyroid hormone you said?
Yes, my dear. Okay. Okay, guys. Now another hormone, and this probably is okay, produced by the pituitary gland. I guess I get a pituitary. No, its abbreviated name is going to be ACTH. The ACTH actually stands for adrenal. So here that's me as okay, tells you that it's going to just okay be working on the adrenal gland. Or which part of the adrenal gland? That's what actually that's okay comes in the C. Cortical. Cortex. And here is okay, the T actually is okay, just stands for tropin or tropic. And that's just going to be hormone. But is going to act upon the adrenal gland. Which part of the adrenal gland? Adrenal gland. Okay. And mainly as okay, cause the adrenal cortex to produce what we can call the cortical adrenal hormones. Which mainly as okay are going to be two major hormones. One is going to be as okay, what we can call as okay, the mineral corticoid. Yesterday, as okay, we mentioned a fellow aldosterone. Another hormone produced by the adrenal cortex under the influence of adrenocorticotropic hormone can be what we can call glucocorticoids. An example for this could be something like cortisol. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the adrenal gland mainly if we look at it as a structure, so if we look at it, it's mainly going to be made up of fat. And we mainly can say these hormones here are hormones which are fatty in nature. Or actually those kind of hormones which are fatty in nature can be referred to as steroids. Now your mineralocorticoids mainly is going to play a role in as you were reabsorption of minerals and things like that in your kidneys. So they're pretty much going to just act in the vicinity. Whereas glucocorticoids, now if you look at the word here, pretty much have something to do with is your glucose. So these mainly are also where we can call is and in case of stress, visit these hormones the adrenal cortex. Now, what can be stress? Mental stress, right? You have a test tomorrow. You gotta stress about that. What can be physical stress? Working out, fighting an infection, and things like that. Okay. So one of the main things that is increase your blood sugar. That's why it's people who, for instance, are diabetic should or prednisone they take because that will cause their blood sugar to rise. Now, guys, if you look at the adrenal gland, as we said it was, I said the cortex, which we mean is was responsible for producing is these stress hormones here. Where a deeper layer of the adrenal glands was the medulla. And this is mainly where hormones such as adrenaline, which we all, or what is known as noradrenaline. That also can be called as nor
You're cutting off again.
are produced. And if we know from this one,
You've cut off.
is it better now? Is it better now? Can you see me moving?
No, your camera's in and out. I can hear you now, but your camera's in and out.
Okay, hearing is more important.
How did you say that it related?
Right, okay. So if we talked of adrenaline, yes, guys, I can hear you guys clearly, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
was gonna-
we
Speak
can't
up.
hear you. You're cutting off. If you can repeat what you were saying when you wrote everything in pink, because I didn't hear any of that.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I heard what you just said.
Can you hear me now, dear? Okay, good. So we said medulla. What was medulla? Inner layer of your adrenal gland. I talked about that yesterday. That along with other glands, okay, some structures in the body,
I'm
like your
sorry. I'm so sorry, but
your
you're
brain,
cutting off.
your spinal cord.
Literally, I'm so sorry, but you cut off the
There
whole
will be
time.
the core.
I hear you talking, but it was all like in and out. I have no idea what you just said.
Let me just see.
Yes, it's cutting
Okay,
in and
guys,
out
I'll be
for
back in 1 second. Okay, let me just move to another room. Did that make sense? Okay. I hope you guys is okay caught their function during, that's okay, the previous setting. Because May says, okay, this here Charles says, okay, this has to do with, okay, yes, because it's okay, regulating minerals. Okay, very much okay, acting upon as okay, your tubules in the kidneys, and okay, regulating the amount of just okay, minerals that are unconscious, okay, get excreted in the pee or urine or otherwise. The glucocorticoids. If you look at the word gluco, sugar, glucose. So mainly it's okay, plays a vital role in okay, yes, or mainly it's okay, due to yes, okay, this is what we call as okay, the stress hormones. Which mainly is okay now when we say stress hormones, is going to be the hormones that are released or produced during stress, which can be physical. You can say it's okay, things like working out. Right, okay. Okay. Physical. Even yes, okay, fighting and okay, having an infection. Your body actually is okay, is working internally as okay to as okay fire off that thing, which is a stress. Okay. Or as okay, even mental stress. Now, what would be an example of mental stress? Having a quiz tomorrow, having a final in a week or so. That's going to be mental stress.
Sorry,
What happens during that?
Oh.
That's
Oh, sorry for interrupting. I was just gonna say so you said it regulates the glucose as well. What is the correlation between the stress hormone with, because it's stress hormone too, so what's the correlation like with
it's
the
a stress. These are stress hormones. Okay, what do you need during stress? You need this dude here to be working, right? You need your brain to be working, right? Wala para sa kuya ka.
the mineral cortisols and the glucocortisols are
Okay,
both stress hormones?
you jump in. No, that's not a stress.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with stress. Your glucocorticoids is stress. Mineral corticoids, it's in the name there. It just has to deal with, okay, as your regulation of the minerals, salts, electrolytes in your body. Okay, and as I said, okay, that's going to pretty much okay be working on just okay the tubules in your kidney, which is right in the neighborhood. So your glucocorticoid. Now, if you look at the word gluco, it has something to do with sugar, glucose. So this is going to be as okay what some people also may refer to as the stress hormone. What that mainly is okay is going to cause is, well, okay, increase in your blood sugar. Why? Because okay, you will need that to as okay, provide your cells in the body with any increased glucose to be able to carry out the increased physical activity in form of stress, working out, running around like a headless chicken. Mental stress. You're sitting and okay, is looking at a diagram and can't figure out, okay, what was the name of the structure here? That's going to be mental stress. What would be a good thing to do? Suckle on a piece of candy. Because what would that give you? Glucose. And that's going to be the only nourishment for your brain. Mr. Brain is very stubborn or picky in what he or she wants to have for a diet. He only works if he gets glucose. Yeah, okay. Even as okay, fighting an infection. You may not think of it, but it's a form of physical stress. Did that make sense? Okay. Now, let's get back to this, okay, where we lost the connection. The medulla of your adrenal gland. Or we can say, okay, the adrenal medulla. Okay. So the adrenal medulla, which is going to be as okay, the inner layers of the adrenal gland. Pretty much, okay, yes, will be responsible for the production of what we have been calling adrenaline, or it also can be referred to as epinephrine. Or noradrenaline. And you can see why. Adrenal. And your book also is okay, we'll call it norepinephrine. And what did we say about adrenaline? For instance. Again, yes, okay, works in stress. That fight and flight situation, right? That is stress. Now, for a short period of time, yes, okay, stress may be good. Especially that's okay when you have a test. Sorry, guys. Not to scare you guys from tests, but yes, okay, that stress may be constructive. Because that actually is going to is okay, try to is okay. You can say it's okay, help you to remain focused, concentrate. Okay. Clear. Okay. So for a short period of time, yes, okay, stress may be good. Or we can say it's okay, good is good, but then too much good is bad. If you are persistent under stress, what do you call? What is that going to lead to?
High cortisol, or
Huh? No,
high
if you are
levels of
persistently under stress, no.
High blood pressure.
Well, okay, it will give you high blood pressure, or what you would call that state if you are persistent or continuously under stress. Okay, let me ask you, is that going to be healthy?
No.
No. Good. Okay. Have you guys heard of something called anxiety?
Yes.
What is anxiety? Constant fear, right? Or fearing, okay, TS are going to walk in and my boss is going to say this, my teacher is going to say that. So people may have, yes, okay, the weirdest fears. Okay, I don't want to go to the laundry room in the basement because there's a boogeyman sitting there. Whatever. Okay. Okay. So yes, okay, if that's the way that you think is going to be as okay normal to live, then okay, yes, you need to seek some help. Well, what actually is okay, and what's going to be your body is going to constantly is okay produce these hormones. And you just okay, every time it's okay, just okay, your heart is going to be as okay acting accordingly. Exactly. It doesn't know better. Well, I got a signal, okay, I'm just going to work accordingly. Did you guys get that? Okay. So these corticoids mainly because okay, the adrenal gland has or physically yes, okay, is made up of fat. Some of you is okay, remember it's okay, dissections of animals back in school. if you ever dissected a frog. The frog also have an adrenal gland, but in the frog, we don't call that adrenal gland. An adrenal gland is going to be referred to as a fatty body. And what was it? Okay, just a bigger or smaller clump made up of fat. But the same in the humans. So the hormones that's going to be produced by those fatty glands are going to be fatty hormones. Or generally, it's okay, what we just will call steroids. All of the other hormones, whether that was a growth hormone, oxytocin, growth, prolactin, etc., etc., etc. Okay, were protein in nature. And what does it mean to be protein in nature? That they were made up of amino acids. So most of your hormones are proteins. Or structurally, it's okay, proteins. Chemically or functionally, hormones. Some of your hormones, and especially the ones that ends with "on," will be steroids. And what does it mean to be a steroid? Derived from fat. Did you guys get that?